Hey there, comic book friends and fiends. It's Rob here in front of the Great Wall of Comics. It's Thursday, and I thought we'd take a look at some slabs. What do you think? Let's check them out. All right, so I got some boxes, some mail, some returns from CGC, little this, little that, but essentially we got ourselves some slabs. So we'll take a quick look here. This one, first one up. This appears to be a return from CGC. My guess is it's probably a signature series. I don't have a ton of stuff at CGC right now. I had moved all of my, I had moved the majority of my slabbing over to CBCS when CGC had released their second price increase. And I got quite the inventory stacked up at CBCS, and then CBCS's lead times have gone to crud. And then they turned around and put a super price increase out there. So now I'm back to sending stuff over to CGC. So it is possible that this is not a signature series return. I just don't remember. So let's find out. All right, it's a single slab. Do 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 do. Oh, okay. It's not a signature series slab, but it is a signature series slab. How is that possible, Rob? Well, this is a book that I originally had as a slab. Then I sent it in to be cracked and signed by George Perez. And then that book, obviously that signing didn't happen. The book was sent back to me raw. So then I reached out to the facilitator because it wasn't sent to CGC directly. And the facilitator agreed to pay for the cost to have the book regraded. And they paid everything. I mean, they paid for my cost to ship it to them. They paid for the cost to have it reslabbed and the shipping back to me. So that was very cool of them. I did short stop it on its way. I did send it to my guy, the Rogue Trader. You can go to roguetraderutah.com and use my code FATSTAX, all one word, at checkout. You'll get 20% off pressing needs, and then he'll also donate $10 to Comics Curing Cancer every time that's used. So, cool. Anyways, so this was originally a 9.6. It was the new Teen Titans. After bouncing back and forth across everything, had it pressed. We're back right where we started at, which is fine, as a 9.6. It wasn't going to get a grade bump to a 9.8 because the issue that's preventing from getting that is not a pressable defect. There's some little things on some of the corners. It's not quite sharp in this top corner here. It's a little bit smushy a little bit. But other than that, the book is super clean. We got our newsstand variant, New Teen Titans #1. At least it's back in my possession again as a 9.6. So that's kind of cool. All right, next up. This book I know. This is from Shortbox. So Shortbox is an online marketplace, I should say. They don't sell books necessarily direct, but it's a platform for people to sell slabbed books to each other, and they kind of act as a in between. They offer some nice some little promos here and there. Now they've got a new feature which is really cool that they're rolling out, where when you're looking at a slab on their site, it may be showing recent purchase history for that comic in that grade. So basically, as you pull it up, if you see it and you're not sure, hey, is this book at $500? This is a fair price? You might scroll down and you'd see, oh no, it's actually last several sales only been for $300. So then maybe you're going to make an offer to that seller Or maybe you're just going to go, forget that seller. Go find another one elsewhere. I don't know. Anyways, we were on with on the Burke channel, BurkeFam54, along with Kevin from Shortbox was there, and we were doing an interview, talking with him, hanging out, and they put out a code, BurkeFam54, I think it was, and for $15 off any purchase over $100 or $100 or more. So I went to perusing on there, and I stumbled across this book at the great price of $100. So I got the bare minimum I had to get to, got $15 off. I paid $85 for this book, and here it is in a 9.6, The Amazing Spider-Man 365. They call it the first appearance of Spider-Man 2099. I don't, although I can see the argument. Right. Okay. So, I mean, yes, chronologically, Spider-Man 2099 appears in this book first. Its first published appearance. But it's just the first couple pages of Spider-Man 2099 number 1. So, since it's the exact same pages and everything else, is it not that Spider-Man 2099 is the first appearance as well? So, anyways, it's a preview appearance, first published book. I will go that far. Spider-Man 2099. I got a couple of these. I already had a 9.6, but for $85, I'm gonna pick it up. I love it. Probably, I'm guessing with this black cover that there's probably some little color rub somewhere or up in the corner. That's pretty common with these books. The little corners on these things get a little bit of action there. There's a touch of spine roll on here too. But remember these backs? Go in there and look at all these comics you can order. You want to? What's a premium comic? Alpha Flight 106 for $20. Holy cow! Amazing Spider-Man 307. There's some. X Factor 1 would have cost you $15. You can't even X Factor 1. You could pick. Oh goodness gracious! What's a $2 comics, dollar comics. Oh, well, anyways. There you are. So that's slab number 2. Last slab. This is the most expensive of the slabs, probably. Well, the first one, I guess, was just my own. I don't remember what I paid a long time ago for that. So this slab I picked up off of eBay. It's a slab. It's a book that I've had in my head for a while now as a Spider-Man fan, that I thought, you know what? This is not this is a key. It's not an expensive key, but that's probably because it's just so undervalued, in my opinion. So a lot of the really key expensive books for Spider-Man have to do with his rogues gallery. Spider-Man probably has one of the best, most, or deepest, if not the best, rogues galleries out there in comics. I mean, look, Batman's got some good ones, don't get me wrong, the Flash has got some good ones, but Spider-Man's right up there with them when it comes to largest and best rogues galleries. And a lot of his really big books are those rogue gallery members. Rhino, Green Goblin, Scorpion, where else? And then there's there's a bunch of rogues that show up from time to time that are kind of like considered the B rogues, Hammerhead, Hydro Man, these types of things, right? They're B-list villains or C-list villains, not to be confused with the C-list villains on YouTube. But there is one of those, quote-unquote, I guess, B-list villains who actually shows up quite regularly and plays I actually would consider him less of a B villain and maybe more of an A-, B+ villain. He was a staple, especially in Spectacular Spider-Man, and maybe that's why he doesn't get the love that some of the others do, because for the most part, until recently, he hasn't spent a lot of time in the Amazing Spider-Man run. He's mostly been in spectacular and Web of Spider-Man and everything else, but still very, very kind of important rogue in my opinion. And that, of course, I'm talking about is Tombstone. So Tombstone is one of those characters I could see him showing up in the MCU at some point as a villain. He's not difficult. He's not going to be an expensive villain necessarily to play. Well, so I decided it was time to pick up the first appearance of Tombstone. Uh, Lonnie Lincoln. His first appearance uh, was in Web of Spider-Man 36. So here we go. Web of Spider-Man 36, CGC 9.6. I stepped up on this and I paid $130. Not bad. I think that's definitely a book worth picking up at that price. Again, the 9.8 probably cost you like $300 or $400. I don't, which isn't a lot of money, but I mean, what's the ROI? Everything else on there. I'm very happy with 9.6s in my collection, to be honest with you. Not everything has to be a 9.8, especially if that means I can get a couple other slabs. So there you are, guys. We got our Web of Spider-Man, our first appearance of Tombstone, our Amazing Spider-Man 365, the first appearance of Spider-Man 2099, and returning back from CGC, our New Teen Titans #1. Nothing special about it, other than it's a classic book. All right, guys, thanks very much. Let me know what you thought down below. Don't forget to go visit cbcaawards.org and vote for the Comic Book Community Awards. This channel has been nominated for 4 awards, 2 of them for OnlySlabs, and I thank you very much for your consideration on that. Until next time, collect what you want. Don't listen to anybody, including myself, because I'm just a fat man with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion. Thanks for watching.